Hello, guys. I am very sorry for the time that I am coming on. It's been crazy. It's been a very, very crazy day, crazy work schedule. But once I promise I'll be here, I will be here. I just want to take this opportunity to say a big shout out and a big thank you to Canada Must Obey, Anaya, Abdul, Lynn Crest, Abdul Seydu, and who's the other one? Linda Love. So thank you guys for organizing yourselves so much. I could see in the chat here, and then thank you for understanding my schedule. Sometimes it's crazy, but we are definitely going to squeeze to be here. So my apologies, and I'm definitely going to compensate you guys for this. I definitely need to find sometime during the weekend. So if you are here and you were waiting, just let me know that you were waiting. Let's all come together. Let's see a schedule that's going to work for us on Saturday. I'm going to add one more day to compensate for this time that you guys were here and you were waiting. And I am so privileged to be here today, regardless, rain or shine, as crazy as schedules are, I am still here. I always try to be as prompt as possible. So guys, as they rightly said, if I'm not here at the time, then it means there's definitely something that's holding me back. And immediately I'm done. I'm here for you guys. So my name is Dr. Rich Lavenbro. I have completed my master's in global health policy and management from the University of Brandeis University, Brandeis University, Waltham, Massachusetts. And my passion is to see other people do as well as everybody here in the United States. This is the land of opportunity. So getting a master's degree here is something, okay? And once upon a time, that was always my dream. I said if I would ever go to school again, I would want to have it the international way. So not to keep you waiting for, any other thing, I am dropping the link here. So all you have to do is to join me, okay? We are not wasting so much time. I've dropped the link. So just come on and let's do this as fast as we can, as effectively as possible. Let me guide you. Let me shape your answers. Yesterday we had a wonderful time here. We got people, and then there were people that I said they should be the first to be here. I'm sure they were here and they were waiting, and then I was late. Please, guys, come on. Let's do this interaction. Linda Love, I'm waiting for you. Linda Love, you promised me that today you are going to come. And then Canada Must Obey too. You guys, thank you so much for organizing yourselves in the chat. You're showing good traits of higher education students, okay? You're showing very, very good traits. And thank you for making that excuse for me. So I have dropped the link. Don't feel shy. If you want your process to be as discreet as you think, as discreet as you want it to be, all you can do is what I advise is you can change your name and then you can decide not to show your face. And I am still going to serve you regardless, okay? So Debbie is here. Thank you. Debbie is here. Nara is here. I'm happy to see all of you. So we're going to put Debbie on without wasting much time. Debbie.
Hello, Doc.
Deb, talk to me.
Good evening to you.
Good evening, Deb.
Hope you are doing well.
I'm very great. Just a busy schedule, but I'm so great. Most important thing is that I'm here.
All right. We are happy to have you on the show. And we've been waiting for an hour now, almost an hour.
Oh, so you guys should, the way you organize yourselves, you guys should organize yourself. I owe you a whole hour, so we can do that on Saturday, okay? You guys should let me know the time that works best for you on Saturday. I'm going to work with your schedule. I mean, anytime after 5 p.m. though, I'm 5 p.m. GMT. Just let me know. I'm going to come on live and I'm going to give you guys the 1 hour back, okay?
Okay. Thank you.
All right. So do you have a question or do you want us to do a mock interview?
Yes, I have one or two questions and I would love to have an interview, but my voice is quite down. I've got a cold and I'm not so fully prepared. So
I can
I
hear you
don't know.
perfectly well, and this is the perfect time to prepare. You can do the mock interview, and you will be preparing. When you come, what I do is I'll help you. I'll talk to you. I'll shape your answers for you, and then so that you can add it to your preparation. Okay. So let me listen to what you have to say for your question.
Okay, sure. So I wanted to find out if you've been denied once and then you go the second time and then they ask, why were you denied? What has changed about your story? And let's say there's the case where nothing has actually changed about your story. How are you going to go about that?
Why were you denied? What do you think? How do you think? Like, what do you think you were denied? Like, sometimes okay, I hear it's a generic paper that they give you. It's a paper they've printed there that they give to everybody. So you need to search
Okay.
within yourself and know what changed. Like, I mean, why you were denied. Either your funds were insufficient, whether they feel like you don't have enough home ties, or maybe you couldn't even speak to your cause very well. Probably you are not so confident. Okay. So depending on you and just search yourself. I think I was talking to Gracious about this the last time. Search yourself and know what
Okay.
you think. What do you think? What do you think? Like in your like when you look at yourself, what do you think has changed? Okay. So if it's finances,
Okay.
if you had one bank statement, you could say that, oh, your finances has changed. Whoever is sponsoring you has changed.
Okay.
If it has changed, you can tell them about it. Or are you going with the same school? Are you going with the same school? Are you trying to apply with the same school? Are you trying to, you need to definitely make sure that you've refined yourself, you've done something different, and you go there, because whatever the actual reason is, they write it on the computer. Like you see them typing a lot, they write it. And then whoever
Oh,
is
okay.
interviewing you next sees it. So the person will see. That's why they always ask you, they will always ask you what has changed. Okay. And the
Okay,
thing about
so
US is, okay, yeah, you can go
yeah,
ahead. I'm
so
listening to you.
I quite remember during my first interview, like I was so nervous to the point I was even shivering. So he asked me how I'm going to pay for the loan, and I didn't start my statement right, my story right. So he specifically told me I don't have sufficient funds. So this time
Mm.
round, I
Mhm.
planned on with the first interview, it was going to be sponsored. I decided to use company. I decided to use a loan, but then my company was going to give me a steady leave with pay. So the pay was going to take care of the deficits. I mean, the interest on the loan whilst I study. But this time round, what has changed is I'm going in with my husband's bank statement to pay the
So
interest
you've
on the loan.
answered your own question. So you see, you've answered your own question. So when they ask you what has changed, you be like, your sources of finance has changed.
Okay.
Initially, you were going to go in for a loan, but God being so good, your husband has been blessed with a great job, and he has decided to sponsor your education. You're done.
I'm actually still going with the loan, oh, but this time it's not. His
Okay.
statement is going to pay the deficit on the loan, as compared to the first time the company. I mean, the allowance the company was going to give me was going to pay the interest on the loan. I don't know if
Okay,
you are getting
so
what I'm saying.
I get you now. So you're still using the loan, but
Yes,
your plan to pay the interest while in school is your husband's funds. Your husband is going to pay
yes,
for it.
yes,
Okay.
please, yes.
So yeah, okay. So Debbie, you can connect with me on IG. And okay, so your I-20
I'm not
still,
on
you're not on IG.
Instagram. You mean Instagram?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm on Instagram.
Okay. So connect with me on Instagram. Let's work this. What does it state for your source of funds on your I-20?
Okay.
Is it the loan?
No, I have a partial scholarship of 25,000, and then I was going in with my first interview. I was going in with a personal funds of $5,000, but I've increased it to 6,000 now. I've added like an additional amount, and now I'm adding my husband's bank statements to pay the interest on the loan.
So how much is the
Yeah,
loan for?
the loan is I think 38,000, because my deficit is quite huge. Yeah.
What course are you going to do?
um Masters in Project Management.
Okay, okay, all right. So what you are going to do now is connect with me on Instagram. My name is
Okay.
dr_mbroh. And let's do a
Okay.
one-on-one and let's talk. Your case is a bit, we need to talk some things out of air, and then we'll see how best we could handle it. Okay. But on the
Okay.
I-20, where does this state that your source of funds is? Is it the scholarship and the loan, or scholarship and family funds? That's what I also want to understand.
Oh, okay. So on my I-20, it's personal funds, scholarship, and then educational loan. The three
Okay.
categories. Yeah.
Okay. It's one of the cocktail ones. Okay. All right. Okay. So we are going to work on that. Okay. But let's do a mock interview. Now I'm waiting for you. Now I put you here on the side so that you will not run away. But it looks like you've run away. Now I'll be waiting for you. So I'm going to do a mock interview with Deb. Then
Okay.
now you are up next. I've registered you as up next. So please don't go away, okay? So I'll start with you, Deb, okay?
Okay.
So hi, what brings you here today?
Good morning. I'm here to be interviewed for my F1 visa, which will enable me to get the skills and expertise to come back to my home country to help my company expand into waste recycling, specifically recycling plastics into fuel.
Okay. So why project management?
Okay, so I decided to pursue project management with a concentration in leading and managing technical projects because after working for Comev and Associates for 3 years now, that's my third year with them. The company wants to expand into waste recycling. And as I said earlier, recycling of plastics into fuel. And they need to send somebody over to train and get the expertise to come and assist with the company. And with my materials engineering background from university, I decided to take up the opportunity. And it also aligns with my career goals. So that's the main reason why I decided to pursue project management.
So of all the schools, why that particular school?
Okay, so I chose Northeastern University, specifically the Real Institute, because they have a flexible curriculum structure, which enables me to select courses that are tailored towards my career goals and objectives. Aside that, they have I get the opportunity to have hands-on experience in my second year, and they have industry opportunities. And US is one of the nations with bigger industries. So I'm looking at a school where can help me get hands-on experience that can help me come back to my home country to assist my company with their expansion.
Okay. So the part about the industry, we are going to have to refine it, okay? It
Okay.
gives a little hint about working. So we have to refine it. I think so far you're not doing bad. You just have to add more stronger points, okay? Like
Okay.
go and look for, I always tell people this, they'll think is I don't know how to put it, but go and look for more stronger reasons why the school, I'm sure the school has something very unique to it. You can look for it and then you can add it to it.
Okay.
I mean, having flexible structure to pick the courses you want, most of the schools here have it. Like when I come,
Okay.
they'll give you a cocktail of courses and then you choose it. I want to do this. I don't want to do this. I want to do that. It's unlike back home. When you're doing a particular course, then the courses are already chosen for you. So you just have to follow it. But most of the
Okay.
schools here, so we have to refine why the Northeastern University. Look for
Okay.
how their project management stands out. You can even look at their ranking when it comes to project management. Are they maybe part of the top
Okay.
5? Are they part of the top 10? You can look at the impacts the alumni are having in the project management world or the project management field. You can,
Okay.
look at stuff like that. You could also use that, okay?
Okay.
Okay. And then when you're answering the why this course, you said, I think you mentioned something about your company decided to take you and everything, the opportunity came, it's beginning to sound like your company is supposed to sponsor you, because if a company is trying to take somebody out to learn something and they will use it, then the company should have some kind of sponsorship for you. But since your company is not sponsoring you, you may have to refine it. You can see, I like the way you said that the opportunity of expansion has come. And so you can say that, and so you believe because of this, that is the right time for you to go and get the knowledge, so that you come and head the next expansion project that they are doing. So that with that skill, you'll be able to help them grow. I like that part that you said that one is okay. And then highlight more on also your career goals as well. And I like the way you said your background is in materials engineering, and then you can say that because your background, you have the background, which you said you believe you need those project management skills. So go and find 1, 2, 3 or project management skills, like leadership and all those kind of things, how to effectively manage the project. You can find 1 or 2 of those skills and say it. Sometimes you have to say big things that is already in the program. Then they know that you've not started, but your mind is already there. Then you can go and intimidate them with those words. The last time you want to intimidate you, please go and intimidate them, okay? They are human like that. In the minute you show nervousness, you show those kind of things, then I believe they are also trained psychologists. Like they've trained them to read our body languages, our gestures and stuff. So even though you don't have any ulterior motive, when you are nervous, sometimes it comes across as that, and then they read it and then they find the least thing and then you are out of the race, okay? So that's about it. So let's talk about the finances. So Deb, I noticed you have a scholarship, but you still have a deficit. Who is going to pay for this deficit?
Okay, so the deficit is going to be taken care of by an educational loan I've secured together with my husband. And my husband is Mr. Collins Enyamisem. He's a senior chemist at Amponsefa Pharmaceuticals in Ghana. And he's going to pay the interest on the loan whilst I focus on my studies in school. Now, when I'm done with my 2-year degree, I'll come back to my home country to assume the role of a project manager, and I'm going to get a pay increment, and I'm going to dedicate 50% of this amount to paying the principal of the loan, which I have a maximum of 10 years span to pay.
Okay, so you have a plan in place to pay. So with a plan like this, you wouldn't want a floating job, like a job you're not sure of that you're going to take. Okay, so you should make it look like your company released you to go and do it, so that you come back and assume that role, like you've been assured of that role of the senior project. You can even make it senior project manager, because if you come and take America project management, it's not it's not being so. I know project management is project management, guys. Don't chill me, but you understand how how different, after paying these thousands and thousands of dollars for a degree like that, you wouldn't want to. So you have to sell yourself very high, that your company has released you, has given you a steady loan with pay, because they have assured you that when you come back, you're going to be the senior project management for the new expansion that they are putting in place, which will give you a great salary, which has a great remuneration that is enough to be able to pay, your loan every month, something like that. Okay. So fingers crossed. Okay. So what job are you doing currently, if I may ask?
Currently, I'm a project officer at Comeven Associates Limited, and as a project officer, I help in the selection of materials that fit the performance criteria of certain applications. I also organize reports, invoices, and other financial documents. And I also foresee that my team members have their resources and supplies to complete their needed tasks on time.
Okay, great. How many children do you have?
Please, I'm blessed with 2 lovely girls.
Okay, so what are your plans after school?
My plans after school, as we all know, I have a commitment to my country and I have a commitment to my company to come back and then help my company expand into recycling specifically converting plastics into fuel. So after my 2-year degree, I'll come back to Ghana and then assist with my company. And I'm going to assume the role of a senior project manager, as I earlier mentioned.
I like that. Okay, all right. So you said you're not prepared, but I think you are almost prepared. You're almost fully prepared. Let's go over this. Let's go through this over and over again. Connect with me on IG. Let's see how we can work around the, the finances part, and
Okay.
then we could do that. Okay. So
Okay.
yeah, thank you so much for joining me. Okay.
Thank you
Let's stay in
too. Thank
touch.
you too. All right.
Okay. Okay. All right. So, honey, let's put you on. Hello, honey. How are you doing?
I'm fine. Good evening.
Oh, good evening. The voice. I remember the voice. Okay, so let's do a quick run through, okay? Let's run through again, okay?
Okay.
Okay, what brings you here today?
Yeah, I'm here to pursue my master's degree in business administration.
Are you here to pursue your master's?
No, sorry. Sorry, I'm here for my F1 visa approval, which would grant me an access to the United States to pursue my master's in business administration.
So why business administration?
Yeah, sorry. This is I actually wrote like two things. I have two things I wrote down. But
Tell me.
let me read it out. So you corrected me about this question yesterday. So I did some little corrections. So this one I wrote now. I've worked in my mother's company basically all my life. I worked as an intern in a company, and upon graduation from my university, where I studied marine science, I worked with my mother as I worked with my mother as an administrative assistant in a company. I realized that the next course of action should be a master's in marine science, but during my time with my mother as an apprenticeship, I have discovered that I have a knack for sales and numbers. I made a decision to do my master's in business administration because I realized although my mother's company has done well over the years, there are still lapses in the management of the company. Studying a business administration will give me the technical skills needed to manage the company as I'm next in line to my mother's business. That is what I wrote.
Yes. So it's good, but now you are reading. So now you need
Yes,
to be
I'm
able.
reading it. I just want to be sure if the story is
Exactly.
good.
Yes. Because this sounds better. So as the next head, or as the next head of my mother's company, or as the one who helped to expand the company, I believe the next step is to take a master's in business administration. I like the way you said you've realized that you have love for numbers and management. As you were working, you have love for management and the growth of the business. And that's the reason why you need this degree to help. Yeah. So that's very good. So let's take that. Why this?
Okay.
Why MBA? Why Masters in Business Administration?
You just asked me the same question twice.
I'm asking the same question because you read the first time. I want you to be able to articulate it without sounding like you're reading.
Okay.
Yes.
Why master's in business administration? I've worked with
Yeah.
my mother all my life as an intern when I was in the University of Lagos studying marine science, and upon graduation as an administrative assistant. I realized I really instead of going for a master's in marine science, like I want to go for a master's in business administration because I realized I discovered I have a knack in sales and number. I made this decision. Oh my god.
Okay.
Oh.
Put yourself together with that one. Put your thoughts together. It's because it's a new thought. So it's going to take some time for you to be able to talk to yourself. I told you it's a story. So talk to yourself and let yourself believe it. You don't have to necessarily write the exact thing on the paper. You are done with your bachelor's in marine science. You've been working with your mom. you've developed the love for the management of the business. And as the person who is going to be taking over very soon, as your mother keeps telling you that you're going to be taking over the company very soon, you believe you need the management skills so that you'd be able to, manage the company properly and grow it, properly. Just something like that. Nothing just sounds so rehearsed. So I'm going to excuse you on that one so that you put your thoughts together for probably the next time that we are going to meet. Okay.
Okay, ma.
So of all the countries, why the United States of America?
I choose the United States because of its advanced business and technological environment. It's truly uncomparable. United States is one of, in my opinion, United States is the best place to learn about building global businesses because it has some of the most successful businesses and companies in the world. I will also get an opportunity to visit different companies and businesses like Amazon's and some other companies I know as part of my field work. And also from my research,
That's
United
amazing.
States has the largest number of entrepreneur and global businesses, which will give me that exposure I need to be a successful businesswoman like my mother.
I like this one. I should say I like this one, especially the fact that the United States has the highest number of entrepreneurs and then stuff like that. Did you correct this from yesterday?
Yes, I did.
Oh, you sound so good.
Yesterday when I focused on the school, I just removed the school part. I just put it
I like it. Why the United States? So something like that is true. They have a lot of entrepreneurs. You make the consular officer happy because they are from the United States. You make them proud. At the same time, you are not also undermining your country. So those are the things you need to put in your mind when you are answering a question like why the United States. Don't undermine your country. Yes, your country has stuff, but good. But there's a lot of entrepreneurship here. There's a lot of, companies here. And I like the fact that you said you're going to do that as your field work. I really love that you're not going to just come here and be working for them. It's as your field work. And I think your answers are getting better over time. And I'm so happy. And I'm really wishing you the best. I am praying with you for good news so we can have some of our testimonies, increasing testimonies on this channel. Okay, so how do you intend to fund your education?
So my studies will be funded by my mother. She's a civil engineer. She's also the executive director of Elingasec Group of Companies. She makes an annual income of $100,000.
Okay, all right. So yesterday I told someone. Some people say you should say the amount. Some people it's two schools of thought. Okay, so you can say it. It's okay. But me, during my interview, I didn't say the amount that my person makes. But I think having your interview from Nigeria, you could say it so that they'll know that the money is there. So that's very good. So it depends. I think it depends on where you are. Me, for instance, I didn't say it. Immediately I said the job that my person does, they had an idea about like approximately how much the person would make. So they didn't take my bank statement. They didn't take anything, but you could say it as well. So what are your plans after school?
After the completion of my program, I return to my current place of work to assume a higher position as a project manager, where we establish a regional distribution channel that will cater to our customers in the central region of Nigeria. So MBA program will not only enable me to build a competency to be able to function as a great leader, but also it will give me the right qualification for this position.
And you should have long-term goals of opening your consultancies or, something like that. You should, I told you could add that either a consultancy or your own company or, another branch of the company, you head another branch of the company or stuff like that. It needs to be big and, stuff like that. Yeah, and very practical. Okay. All right. So just in summary, I think you're doing extremely well. You're doing very, very well. And I like that you switch, you change, you come back, you practice. So the energy is very, 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 very good. And then don't be scared. Don't be intimidated. When you go, your story is different from somebody's story. The fact that the person right next to you was not granted a visa does not mean that you'll not be granted a visa. When you hear that they are denying people, just focus on you, focus on the document. Let me ask you another question. How many schools did you apply to?
I applied to 3 schools in the United States.
And so when you say that, you have to say you apply to 3 schools and then you go admission into this one. So which schools did you apply to?
I applied to Georgia State University. I applied to Texas A&M. Yes, and I applied to Missouri State University. But I got
So
admission
why did
into
you choose
Georgia
Missouri?
State and
Oh,
Missouri
Georgia State. So
and
why did
Missouri
you chose
State.
Missouri, right? Why did you choose Missouri over all the other schools?
I chose Missouri State University because of it offers me an admission into a business administration coupled with courses tailored towards my career aspiration. I was always I will what am I even reading? Sorry, I'm coming.
Yeah,
Okay, I will
and
also
then
have the privilege to work with like a
the courses
professor.
that are tailored towards your dream or whatever it is, you need to mention 1 or 2. Me, I say
Okay.
that is what I also use to intimidate them because they don't know all the courses, okay? But once you're able to mention at least 1 or 2, they know that you've put in some efforts, like you've researched. It means you've really done your research and you know it's really, really aligns well with whatever you want to do, okay?
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, so let's take that one again. So why Missouri State University?
I chose the Missouri State University because Missouri State University offered me the admission into a master's in business administration, coupled with courses that are tailored towards my career aspiration, like supply chain management, human resources, marketing, international marketing, and finance. I also work. Sorry, I will also be privileged to work with Professor Lawrence, whose research covers multiple disciplines such as business analytics, and his work has been published in the leading journals such as International Journals of Commerce and E-Business Management.
Okay, so it shouldn't be only because the professor's work has been published. A lot of professors' work have been published. So apart from the fact that their work has been published, it should also be because whatever thing that they are doing is like what you want to do. So hopefully you get the chance for the professor to mentor you. So apart from the fact that the professor is a great professor and all that kind of thing, you should also talk about the mentorship that you can get from the person, or just the fact that you can work closely with the person, or just the fact that you even have access to the person and then the person's work and stuff like that. Okay.
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 Okay,
All right.
and I also noticed like when I was doing my application to Missouri, I noticed that they give me fast response to my emails. Any issues I'm having, like they're always there to listen to me. I don't know how I'm going to put that in words.
I think it's okay, but it's not so strong. It's okay.
Okay.
It's okay. Maybe when you're done saying everything, you could also add it, but I don't think it's so strong of a point. Lots of universities are like that because the universities have people. Listen, what I tell people all the time is that the universities, even before they start applications, they have a budget. They have the number of people they need for the year. Let's say at maybe minimum, they need 50 people for master's degree. So they are also as desperate as you are to get the people because they've drawn their budget. Let's say 50 people come and they are paying $50,000 each per year. This is the amount we are going to get, and out of this, we are paying lecturers this, we are paying this, we are paying that. So they already have a budget before you come here, I believe, and having
Okay.
been here. So they need you in as much as you also need them for that degree. So it's not so strong of a point, if I would say. It's not so strong of a point, yeah. It can be a reason why you chose them, but I don't think for the consular officer, like it's a strong enough point to give you your visa. You should focus on the other bigger brother highlights, okay?
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, all right, honey, you're doing super, 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 super well. And then thank you for coming, okay? And thank you for waiting as well.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, all right. So guys, this is a very safe space, like it's being said here. If I ever intimidate you or if I do anything like that, it's just because I want you to have a feel of exactly what goes on there. That if you've been there before, the atmosphere is crazy, it's tensed, like it's crazy, guys. I say this, that I'm normally not nervous. I am not a nervous person. I'm a very confident person when I go to a space. But that space was the most intimidating space I have ever been in my life. And for me, it was worse because I think my visa interview was in Sierra Leone, and I'm Ghanaian, and I'm from Ghana. As at that time, because of post-COVID backlog, they were doing that. And then the consular officer, the consulate was like, when you enter, you sit down, and then they have a screen. They have this nice screen there. And you know what they are showing? They are showing different states, and then the different nice things in the states, and then you are just looking at, oh my God, honey. So it's like you are seeing the place, but if you don't get the visa, it will be so devastating because you see the place, but you will not get there.
But you won't be able to go there.
But you will not get there. Like, it's so intimidating, and you can hear. I don't know how are you going to Abuja or Lagos?
I didn't even choose Nigeria because the stories I've been hearing, they won't allow us to even say, like, you won't even use 30 seconds in Lagos.
Which country are you going to?
I'm flying to Abidjan to do my interview.
Okay, all right. So be very, very, very confident. So yeah, a bit like me. So you have to be very, very confident. Okay. And so I was like, hey, Jesus, what kind of life too is this? Even when you enter, how they'll take everything from you, no phone, no everything. That alone is so intimidating. And don't take this back, take this. Oh gosh. So go and watch my video on how you pack your documents and everything. I have a nice video on it so that if they say bring this one out, you will not be fumbling. I have the documents for the F1 visa. So, and then you need to try and get a very clear bag so that you can be able to take it in. When it's clear and they can see it, you can take it in because they know that there's nothing hiding, so that everything of yours is organized. It was organized, and all I had to do was just be down, looking at my documents, reading my statement of purpose. I tell everybody that most of your answers are even still in your SOP. They are in your statement of purpose. I'll be reading it. I'll be praying. I really wanted to use the bathroom. Somebody said, hey, you're not supposed to use the bathroom because if they call you and then it's not your time, they will bounce you. They'll not give you.
No.
Like, it's a lot. You stop listening to people. Just look at your documents. Be looking at your document. And you can hear it that they are denying people. They are giving it to people. They are denying people and all that. With all that, just believe and trust that your own story is very different. You are very different from every other person. Your story is very, very different. So you can believe and trust in that. Okay, honey?
Yeah, I'll trust in God and my hard work. That's why I'm really putting all my effort into this.
That's what I always tell people. You put all your effort into it. God forbid nothing. If God forbid it doesn't go well, you know that at least you did your best and you are not looking over your shoulder. But I believe that this is going to work out. Okay, we have a lot of confidence. I like even the energy and the effort you are putting into this, it will not even go to waste. So yeah, and so I think because of what you're going to do, they can also ask you why you didn't have your interview in Nigeria. I think it can be one of the things that they'll ask you. So you should prepare an answer to it. So I don't know how the date situation is like. You could probably, if the date situation is bad in Nigeria, you could say it's because of the date and the start of, school.
Someone said that should not use the date as an excuse that
and what did the person say you should use?
That should probably tell them maybe I came to visit my grandfather. Or
it's also not bad. But if you are going to visit your grandfather and you have an appointment, won't you go back home and go and do the appointment? Is your grandfather more important than the America that you are going to? So you could say you can use that if that sits well with you. You can use that and say it was just about the time you were here to also visit your grandfather. So you took the opportunity to you were spending time with your grandfather. You took the opportunity to. I don't know what the visa situation. That's what I'm saying. I don't know what the situation is like because they know.
Nigeria, no.
There's
the normal date I'm supposed to get should be 2026.
Exactly. It's exactly. And for me, it was even my school that recommended that I use another place because of the date. and that was why I used another place. So you can combine the two. It doesn't hurt. You can combine the two, because date is a legitimate excuse. Because if you are going to school, you have your admission and you need to go this 2024, and they are saying 2026 is the date that you can get and go. That means you have to wait. No. So it's not, yes, it's not so bad of a reason. Okay.
I can tell them because my date is on the 1st of August, but on the 26th of July this month, I'm supposed to do, how will I put it? I'm supposed to go to my grandfather's place. We're supposed to do a prayer for my dad's 2 years remembrance.
Mm.
I can tell them that, but that is not like the reason why I'm going to Abidjan. But
yeah, but then that means that it's also true. So it's also true. It's also one of the reasons. That's what I'm saying. You can combine the two, or you can use that. So this was the time where I came here for my father's remembrance, or my grandfather's this. So this is it's okay. That's the right time while I'm here to be able to do this at the same time, so that I can be able to forfeit this duty and that at the same time. So yeah, it's good.
Okay.
All right. I'm wishing you the very best. Okay.
Thank you so much.
Okay, keep us updated. Okay. Okay, guys. So if there's any more, like if there's anybody else who wants to come, just come on. I'll be waiting for you. Once again, my apologies for showing up late, and meetings upon meetings, work meetings kept running on and on. So, and it's another commitment that you know that I cannot forfeit. So if we don't have anybody else today, it's quite late. I'm going to stop here. And I told you guys that I've promised you another session on Saturday to make up for the time that to make up for the time. So if your emergency date was not granted, somebody asked me this question. I hope you are still watching. If your emergency date was not granted, this is what I would do if I were you. I believe per my interview with Dr. Gaba, he said you have one chance. You have just one chance to be able to apply and get it. It is not the end of the world. Depending on what your current date is, you could either you can choose to defer your program, number one, and then use your current date to interview for, the next program. You can use the current date, or you can push your current date a bit ahead and then defer, and then you can go to school next year. That's one thing. If you have resources, you could search for dates or new appointment dates in a different country. Make sure you have the letter that they've denied you. And then so that when you go to another country and you're going for your F1 visa, you can show it to them and you can tell them that this is the reason why I have come here. You guys, I need to go to school. I need to come to your country. I need to go to school. Sometimes you have to be very confident. And so that is another thing too that you can do. You can try another country and see if you can also get your F1 visa. Guys, today we are not going to talk so much. We are not going to talk a lot. And so I hope I have been able to answer your question. If it's satisfactory, give me some green ticks. And I'm sorry, guys, once again, tomorrow I'm going to be here exactly at 6 p.m. Work should not go over. Even if I'm a few minutes late, just know that I'm going to come, okay? Thick or thin, I'm definitely going to show up on this show and give you nothing but the best. I have been your girl, and I'll always be your girl, Dr. Rich Love. Thank you.